Welcome, you petrol-sniffing heathens, to a countdown that's less about practicality and more about which set of wheels will make your neighbors weep with envy. That's right, it's the top 10 cars of 2025, and let me tell you, the future is looking delightfully fast and furious. From sensible saloons that even a vicar couldn't take issue with, to snarling beasts that'd make a Formula One driver weak at the knees, we've got a little something for everyone. So, buckle up, grab a cuppa if you must, though a pint feels more appropriate, and let's dive into the metal marvels that'll be tearing up the tarmac in 2025. Get ready to drool, because these cars aren't just about getting from A to B, they're about turning heads, raising eyebrows, and leaving a trail of pure automotive lust in their wake. Enough chit-chat, let's get this show on the road. First up, we have a car that's about as exciting as a wet weekend in Scunthorpe. Yes, it's the Toyota Camry. Now before you reach for the remote, hear me out. This isn't your granddad's Camry, though he'd probably still appreciate its reliability. Under the bonnet, you've got a choice. A 2.5-liter four-cylinder that's about as lively as a sloth on a sugar rush, or a 3.5-liter V6 that adds a bit of pep to your step. But let's be honest, you're not buying a Camry for its blistering acceleration. You're buying it because it'll probably outlive you and still be running on its original spark plugs. The real star of the show is the hybrid version, which sips fuel like a vicar at a tea party. You could drive this thing from Land's End to John O'Groats on a single tank and still have enough left over for a quick jaunt to the Arctic Circle. Inside, it's all rather sensible. Spacious, comfortable, and about as exciting as watching paint dry. But hey, at least the infotainment system has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can pretend you're in something a bit more exhilarating. The Camry is the automotive equivalent of a reliable pair of slippers. Comfortable, predictable, and not likely to set your heart racing. But sometimes, that's all you need. Next up, we've got the Honda Civic, a car that's trying desperately to convince you it's sporty. It's like that bloke down the pub who claims he can bench press a small car. Now the Civic isn't a bad car by any stretch, it's just a bit confused. You can choose from a 2.0-liter engine that's about as exciting as a beige wall, or a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine that adds a bit of much-needed oomph. The handling is decent enough, and the ride is comfortable, but don't expect it to set your soul on fire. Inside, it's much the same story, functional, well-equipped, and about as inspiring as a tax return. At least it's got a touchscreen and Apple CarPlay, so you can drown out the sound of mediocrity with your favorite tunes. Honda Sensing, their suite of safety features, is a welcome addition, even if it does make you feel like you're being constantly judged by a computer. But hey, better safe than sorry, right? The Civic is a perfectly adequate car for those who value practicality over pizzazz. It's the automotive equivalent of a reliable friend, always there for you, but not someone you'd call for a wild night out. Ah, the Ford Mustang. Now we're talking. This is a car that needs no introduction. It's an American icon, a muscle car legend, and it's still going strong in 2025. Under the hood, you'll find either a 2.3-liter turbocharged four-cylinder that's no slouch, or a 5.0-liter V8 that'll have you grinning like a Cheshire cat. This is a car that's meant to be driven, and driven hard. The Mustang isn't just about brute force though, it's also surprisingly refined, with a comfortable interior and all the latest technology. The 8-inch touchscreen is a welcome addition, and the standard safety features are a sign that even muscle cars are growing up. But let's be honest, you're not buying a Mustang for its practicality or its fuel economy. You're buying it for that unmistakable V8 rumble, the feeling of the wind in your hair, and the knowledge that you're driving a piece of automotive history. The Mustang is the automotive equivalent of a shot of adrenaline, exhilarating, addictive, and guaranteed to put a smile on your face. Just try not to get arrested. Chapter 4, BMW 3 Series, the Refined Rebel. Next up we have the BMW 3 Series, a car that's as smooth as a Barry White ballad but with a hidden wild side. This is a car for those who want it all. Performance, luxury, and a touch of understated cool. Under the hood, you've got a choice. A 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder that's no slouch, or a 3-liter turbocharged inline-six that'll have you singing its praises. The handling is razor sharp, the ride is smooth as silk, and the interior is a masterclass in understated luxury. Speaking of the interior, the 3 Series is a very nice place to be. The 10.25-inch touchscreen is a thing of beauty, and the quality of materials is top-notch. You'll feel like you've robbed a bank, even if you just leased it on a whim. Of course, being a BMW, the 3 Series is also packed with technology. Lane departure warning, forward collision warning, you name it, this car's got it. It's like having a co-pilot who's constantly looking out for you, even if it does beep incessantly at times. The 3 Series is the automotive equivalent of a perfectly tailored suit. Stylish, sophisticated, and guaranteed to turn heads. Just don't tell anyone you borrowed your nans to make the down payment. Chapter 5. Tesla Model 3, the electric revolution. Now for something a bit different. The Tesla Model 3. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. A statement that says, look at me, I'm saving the planet one silent mile at a time. Now, I'm all for saving the planet, but can we make it a bit less silent? The Model 3 is quick, there's no denying that. The performance model will have you hitting 60 miles per hour faster than you can say Elon Musk. But it all feels a bit soulless, doesn't it? The interior is about as minimalist as a monastery, with a giant touchscreen controlling everything. Look, I like a good touchscreen as much as the next bloke, but this is ridiculous. Where are the buttons? Where's the soul? And then there's autopilot. Don't get me wrong, it's a clever bit of kit, but do you really trust a computer to do your driving for you? I'd rather wrestle a bear, frankly. The Model 3 is a technological marvel, there's no denying that. But it's about as exciting as a spreadsheet. It's the automotive equivalent of a vegan sausage roll, efficient, environmentally friendly, but ultimately unsatisfying. Chapter 6. Chevrolet Silverado 1500. The American Workhorse. Right, enough of this electric nonsense. Let's talk trucks. Specifically the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This is a truck for people who actually use their trucks for, truck things. We're talking hauling, towing, and generally conquering the great outdoors. Forget your fancy electric pickups, this is the real deal. It's got a V8 engine that sounds like Thor gargling gravel, and enough torque to tow a small moon. The interior is about as subtle as a monster truck rally, but that's all part of its charm. You get a spacious cabin, an optional 8-inch touchscreen, because even truck drivers need their entertainment. And enough cup holders to satisfy the thirstiest of construction workers. Safety features? Of course it has safety features. You've got your rear view camera, lane departure warning, and all that jazz. Because even when you're hauling a ton of bricks, it's important to be safe. The Silverado is the automotive equivalent of a good pair of work boots, tough, reliable, and ready for anything. Just don't try to parallel park it in a supermarket car park. Chapter 7. Jeep Wrangler. The Off-Road Renegade. Next up, we have a car that's about as subtle as a brick through a window. The Jeep Wrangler. This is a car for people who think tarmac is for wimps, and who consider a muddy ditch a perfectly acceptable parking space. The Wrangler is a true off-roader, built for tackling the toughest terrain. It's got a go-anywhere attitude and the hardware to back it up. You've got your choice of a 3.6-liter V6 or a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, both of which are more than capable of getting you into and hopefully out of trouble. The interior is about as luxurious as a tent, but who cares? You're not buying a Wrangler for its creature comforts. You're buying it because you want to experience the great outdoors, preferably while covered in mud. It's got a 7-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay because even adventurers need to check their emails occasionally. And yes, it has safety features too, because even when you're tackling the Rubicon Trail, it's nice to know someone's got your back. The Wrangler is the automotive equivalent of a pair of hiking boots. Rugged. Right, let's take a break from all this ruggedness and talk about something a bit more refined. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class. This is a car for people who believe that comfort is king and who wouldn't be caught dead in anything less than a luxury sedan. The S-Class is the epitome of automotive opulence. It's like being chauffeured around in your own personal palace on wheels. The ride is so smooth you'll think you're floating on a cloud, and the interior is so luxurious you'll need a monocle and a top hat just to sit in it. Under the hood, you've got a choice of engines that are more powerful than a small country. We're talking a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 or a 4.0-liter V8, both of which deliver effortless performance. This car doesn't accelerate, it glides. And speaking of gliding, the S-Class is packed with technology that would make a NASA engineer blush. You've got your adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and enough cameras to rival a Hollywood film set. This car practically drives itself. The S-Class is the automotive equivalent of a first-class plane ticket, expensive, exclusive, and guaranteed to impress. Just don't forget to pack your platinum credit card. Now for a car that needs no introduction, the Porsche 911. This is a car that's been a legend for decades and it shows no signs of slowing down. It's the automotive equivalent of a fine wine. It just gets better with age. The 911 is a driver's car through and through. It's all about precision, performance, and that unmistakable Porsche feel. The handling is so sharp you could shave with it, and the acceleration is brutal. It's the kind of car that makes you want to find the nearest mountain road and just drive. Under the hood, you've got a choice of engines that are more powerful than a Hurricane. We're talking a 3.0-liter turbocharged flat-six or a 4.0-liter flat-six in the Turbo S, which is about as fast as a rocket ship. The interior is a perfect blend of luxury and sportiness. It's a place where you can feel comfortable carving up corners or cruising down the French Riviera, and of course it's got all the latest technology because even a legend needs to stay up to date. The 911 is the automotive equivalent of a Swiss watch, precise, reliable, and timeless. It's a car that will never go out of style. Just be prepared to remortgage your house to afford one. And finally, we come to the Range Rover. This is a car that can do it all. It's luxurious enough for a king, capable enough for an explorer, and stylish enough for a fashion icon. It's the automotive equivalent of a Swiss Army knife. It's got a tool for everything. The Range Rover is equally at home cruising down Park Avenue or tackling the Serengeti. It's got a go-anywhere attitude and the luxury to match. The air suspension ensures a smooth ride on any terrain, and the interior is like a mobile living room. Under the hood, you've got a choice of engines that are more powerful than a locomotive. We're talking a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six or a 5.0-liter V8, both of which deliver effortless performance. This car doesn't just move, it wafts. And speaking of wafting, the Range Rover is packed with technology that would make a Silicon Valley executive drool. You've got your adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and enough screens to rival a multiplex cinema. This car is practically a rolling entertainment center. The Range Rover is the automotive equivalent of a private jet, luxurious, capable, and exclusive. It's the ultimate status symbol for those who can afford it. Just be careful where you park it, you wouldn't want to scratch the paintwork. Well, there you have it, my petrol-huffing comrades. The top 10 cars of 2025, from the sensible to the sublime, the practical to the downright preposterous. Whether you're after a frugal family hauler or a fire-breathing track weapon, there's a metal masterpiece out there with your name on it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell harder than a church bell on a Sunday morning so you don't miss out on any future automotive adventures. And be sure to let us know in the comments below which of these mechanical marvels you'd most like to get behind the wheel of. Until next time, drive safe, drive fast, and don't forget your driving gloves. Thanks for watching our countdown of the top 10 cars you need to know about in 2023. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more automotive content.